Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You are tuned in to the Vitamin D with Dawn Dai podcast, and I am your host, Dawn Dai, here to get you excited about your life so that you can live life on purpose and for a purpose. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. Vitamin D, it's a pun of my name. My name is Dawn, and you get vitamin D from the sun, so I'm here to shed light into your life. And I do this with inspirational insights and conversations with celebrities and everyday people like you and me. Because if you want to be better and you want to do better, then you're going to have to be able to see better. So join me on this journey of living our best lives and understanding and realizing how you are your greatest asset. If you never had to work again, what would you spend your time doing? Better yet, why aren't you doing that right now? You know we're gonna die, right? Do you know when it's all said and done, you're gonna be dead? And I know it sounds morbid, but it's the truth. And I say it with such conviction because I want to implore you to live while you're still alive. I don't know how much time you're gonna waste saying what you shoulda, coulda, did, when you can do it right now and be at peace with it. Now, the reason why I asked you, if you could never work again, what would you do? Because when I think of work, I associate it with getting a check. You know, you're doing it as a result of an income for some type of monetary value, but what do you call it when you're doing it for your peace? When you're doing it for your joy? What is it called then? I mean, time is just so short not to live life on purpose and for a purpose. Did you catch it? Because you're going to look up and ask yourself, what have I been doing? Or better yet, why haven't I been doing it? It's going to take some time to figure out, but I promise you that you're worth it. You're worth that peace. You're worth the joy. You're worth the excitement. You're worth everything your heart desires. Are you willing to give it to yourself? Are you willing to show yourself that you're worthy of it? Because I can't understand why you're not doing it. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. What do you see looking back at yourself? Is it a person of joy? Is it a person of peace? Does this person have fulfillment? Is this person living their life at their true potential? If not, why not? I think you're worth taking a chance on. I think you're somebody to bet on. I damn sure think you're worth believing in. But see, you can't wait for somebody else to tell you that. You have to know that. So if I'm asking you, what would you do if you never had to work again? How would you spend your time? What's your answer? And can you get it in the now? It's time to live life on purpose and for a purpose. I want that for you. Hell, I want it for me too.
Get your vitamin D right here with me and get excited about your life.
It's Women's History Month. I told Jeremiah, I said, in honor of Women's History Month, I want to be sure to talk about something with women on each episode. Honoring, celebrating, telling a story, sharing a tidbit, a fact of something. Because, you know, it started and ended with a woman. Gosh darn it. And this March, that's who we're honoring. Well, I want to dive in to talk about some things that are happening in our What's Happening segment. First and foremost, you heard about Wendy, right? Yep, Wendy Williams. Her show is going off the air after 13 seasons. Aww. Yeah. Unfortunately, Wendy had been experiencing some health issues. She's been currently suffering from Graves' disease. It's an immune system disorder that results in the overproduction of thyroid hormones, also known as hyperthyroidism. And it can affect your skin. It can affect the eyes. Also, it can cause an irregular heartbeat. And we've seen some things publicly of Wendy experiencing some health issues while even filming the show. Now, it has been announced that in Wendy's replacement, it will be Sherri Shepherd. Yes. And the show is going to be entitled Sherri, and it's going to be debuting this upcoming fall. Now, a representative from Wendy's camp did come out and speak and give a statement stating that Wendy does understand why this decision was made, especially from a business point of view. And I want to quote this, that should her health get to a point where she can host again, and should her desire to be that host again, that she will be back on TV at that time. So that doesn't mean that Wendy is gone forever, but she says that she may come back. And interesting enough, I don't know if we talk enough about women and how we take care of ourselves. Wendy had did an interview in which she was talking about how women in particular who have families and taking care of children, taking care of the home, our husbands, and everybody but ourselves. And I think we've heard about it, the whole superwoman syndrome. You're saving everybody but yourself. In fact, Beyonce has a song called Hero. Now, I'm not sure, I wouldn't say it's applicable to this, so to speak, but it illustrates the same thing. She says, who saves the hero after she saves the world? It's unfortunate that, these circumstances happen, but I'm glad these kinds of things come to the forefront so we can start to have the conversation about how we have to take care of ourselves. So I want to make sure and send my prayers, well wishes, good energy, healing properties over to Wendy because we want you to be better. And on the flip side, congratulations to Sherri Shepherd. Man. She went on to make a public announcement saying that she is so appreciative that Wendy Williams has issued a statement supporting my new talk show, Sherri, for guest hosting for her this season. She continues on to say, I can't wait until I return to New York to host the show and merge everything I love, pop culture, talk, entertainment, and comedy. Man, that's amazing. I just want to highlight this story of just how your health is important. Like you have to take care of yourself because no matter what you're trying to do, anything that is an extension of you, if your health is not in order, nothing will matter. And then on the flip side, on the Sherri side, you got to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Sherri has been in this business for years. Her passion, her drive to just keep going. And now the opportunity has happened. I saw all on social media. I don't think anybody's really surprised. She's been really getting a lot of support. So kudos to you, Sherri, and blessings. And your time is here. And I want to encourage anybody else. Like if you're going after something, just hold on. This could be you. So Wendy, get better. Sherri, congratulations. Okay, and some more women's news. Now, we know down in Atlanta, Tyler Perry is one of the, or premiered as the first African-American to own his own production house. And it is the largest production studio in the United States. And that's combining, and I quote, Disney, Warner Brothers, and Paramount Studios. But move over, Tyler. We got somebody else in town.
Hey everyone, I'm OT.
And I'm D.
And we are investors in 𝘗𝘪𝘵 Wine Company.
Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the Vitamin D with Dawn Dai podcast. Available wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Shout out to Tammy Williams. Tammy Williams has now become the first Black woman to have majority ownership of a multi-million-dollar film and post-production studio in Atlanta, Georgia. It's going to be called Cinema South Studios and will take up 60 acres on the northern edge of Fayette County. Now, Fayette County is about 22 miles from Tyler Perry's studio. So, they're kind of next door. In an interview with Atlanta Journal-Constitution, Tammy said that she has been wanting a studio space for 12 years. I quote, "We've been patient." She goes on to say, "This has not been an overnight thing, this vision for us." What? Come through, vision. Come through. Once the entire campus is finished, it's going to have up to 11 sound stages, a backlot, a prop house, a wardrobe rental facility, a lighting grip rental house, a transportation company, and an office building with a theater and post-production facilities. Come through, dreams. You've heard me say this before, and I will say it again. Don't let what you see make you forget what God said. Also, you have to trust the process. We have these massive dreams, and we got to realize that when we have these dreams, they're like seeds. We got to make sure that the soil is fertile, and that's making sure the nutrients are in there, making sure it's watery, making sure that it's the proper timing. And you hold on, the vision will be yours. What they say, without the vision, the people will perish. But with the vision, the people shall cherish. That was original. Thank you. Thank you very much. So yeah, that's great news. So shout out to Sherri. Shout out to Miss Tammy Williams. Just ladies out here doing it, making a way. And thank you, Tyler Perry, for having this moment possible that somebody could see it. So I'm going to give a little shout out to you as well. Not a little, a lot. And I want to move on over. I haven't done this in a bit. My vitamin D quickies, not extensively long, but when I have you guys just write in with just a quick little moment about needing some advice about a relationship or whatever you're going through in life. So buckle up.
Hey guys, it's Jada Michael.
Hey everybody, it's your boy Jaden Brown. You're tuned in with Dawn Dai.
Get your dose of vitamin D with Dawn Dai and get excited about your life.
Watch out there.
Here we go. Hi, Dawn. I don't know if you'll see my message, but I wanted to try. I grew up in a very religious family, and my faith has been my foundation all my life. I'm now in college at a religious university, and after a semester of Bible classes, I don't know if I identify as a Christian anymore. I'm learning for the first time about the context of Bible verses, and it contradicts everything I thought I knew about the Bible. I also realized that I've been living my life based on my parents' faith and not my own. I'm starting to think about who God is to me and how I want to live my life. I feel like my entire world is changing, and I'm scared of how this is going to impact my relationship with my parents. The next time I visit my parents, they're going to want me to join them at our home church, and I don't feel comfortable attending anymore. It doesn't feel the same anymore. I don't know whether to be honest or live a double life in a way. I don't know what to do. Hey, I'm going to tell you right now, you got to live your truth. You have to live your life for you. And I know it can be challenging and it can be a little difficult because you may say, hey, I'm still a kid, I'm still a child, but you still have a voice. Now, what you need to ask yourself is, how does this infringe upon your life? Like me personally, I went through a transitional moment of how I felt and how I identified as far as religion was, so to speak. A lot of people always came to me like, oh, Dawn, can you pray for me? Can you do this? But just like you, I didn't believe everything was in the Bible. And so I was always on the line of, I believe in God, but I'm not religious because I didn't know the text verbatim or believe the text verbatim, but it was spiritual. But what I realized is that I got out of all these rules and regulations and understood where my relationship stood with God. Now, I don't know with your situation. Do you feel like you don't want to walk in your parents' home? Do you feel like it will make you so disgruntled for you to go into the church? That's what I think first you need to identify with yourself. But over the overall arching thing, you have to live in your truth. Because as I always say, how you do anything is how you'll do everything. Understanding, respecting yourself should not be disrespecting others. In fact, if you're respecting somebody else and you're disrespecting yourself, that's where it's a no-no. So it comes down to how do you want to live your life? Is it down to communicating? Because what happens if you were to just share this information with your parents? Because let's go there. Before even talking about living a double life, you're in college. So you're going to the point that you're growing up in yourself and you have to find your voice. It comes to a point where you have to stand in your truth to be able to vocalize that and get to that point on your own. But at some point, you should be able to vocalize that. Now, just like with anything, somebody may not drink, but does that mean you do not need to go to an event? I don't know. You have to figure out what are your boundaries, what you feel comfortable with and what you don't. But what I will say, no matter what, is that you should always speak your truth. Your truth is your foundation of who you are. And if you don't get practice with doing it now, can you imagine how you'll live the rest of your life? You have to speak even if your voice shakes. So that's what I would do. I would communicate with my parents. How you feel and who you are is a check-in. I mean, you are their child. They do want to communicate with you. So yeah, Live your truth, let them know, and give yourself permission to discover. Continue to give yourself permission to ask questions. Continue to give yourself permission to figure out who you are, what it is you want, and who you're becoming. Because like I say, how you do anything is how you do everything. Okay. So if you want to write a quickie in, email us, VitaminD@DawnDai Speaks. All right, guys, you know one of my favorite parts. It's time to dive into the Vita Chest. Jeremiah, we need to get sound for that. Like, dun, dun, dun. Like it came to me like when I was younger, I always watched Nickelodeon, like cartoons, Saturday morning cartoons. And it just reminded me, dun, 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 dun. Vita Chest. Okay. I got the Vita Chest. Okay, we're opening the Vita Chest. All right, let's see. I'm mixing. Let's see what word we have in the Vita Chest. Boundaries. Listen. I was just talking about boundaries. Boundaries are so important. Boundaries to me, the non-dictionary explanation, is a line, a identified point of what can be crossed and what cannot be crossed. And whether a boundary we can see when we look at a fence, or a boundary of how you allow or don't allow people in your life is important. And I want to implore that we all set boundaries. Sometimes I think you even have to set boundaries with yourself. You have to set your limits about what you're going to do and what you're not. Who you're going to allow in your life and who you're not. Who you're going to allow to get close to you, who you're not. What kind of situations you're going to place yourself in or not. Oftentimes, I think we think of boundaries of how to keep things out. But perhaps change the perspective. Boundaries could be about what do you want to keep in? What do you want to protect? Because I feel like with these boundaries that you create, it identifies what it is that you treasure. So look at it from that perspective. Not so much of what you have to keep out, but what do you want to hold in, whether it be in your relationships, whether it be in your home, whether it be within yourself. What are the boundaries are you placing in your life? What are the parameters? What are you allowing to get close to you and what are you not? You know, I always say you have to treat certain people like you have a white outfit on. Not everybody can get close to you. Respect your boundaries and you'll respect yourself. All right, guys. So time for some housekeeping. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, I like maybe a ding, ding, ding for housekeeping. Reminders. I want to encourage you to email us if you would like to be on the show. Or perhaps you have tell some people you think should be interviewed. Email us VitaminD@DawnDaiSpeaks.com. We'd love to hear some of your suggestions. Also, do you need some advice about relationships, about love, about your career, about life, purpose? You want to hear from me? Email us, VitaminD@DawnDaiSpeaks.com. Now, I want to be clear when we talk about giving advice. You know, Vitamin D is all about shedding light. That's on the good and the bad, because if you want to be better and if you want to do better, you got to be able to see better. So I'm going to keep it to you real. Gucci 5,000, okay? Because I love you. So email me and we might get to it. Also, you know this is my dream. Tell somebody to tell somebody else that Dawn Dai got a dang on podcast. And it's called Vitamin D with Dawn Dai, available wherever you get your favorite podcasts. Listen, I'm going to be here for a long time, so you might as well get used to me. Get to know me right now so we can bypass all that wada. Because we family and we out here. And when we not here, like listening on the podcast, you know you can follow us on all social media. Yes, we have clips, we have highlights, we have pictures, we have memes, we have whatever you need and everything you want to see. VitaminDDawnDai on all social media, okay? All right, it's time for me to get out of here. You know I always say I'm in the business of making dreams come true. And I damn sure ain't gonna forget about mine. So until next time, always remember, you are your greatest asset.
Get your vitamin D right here with me and get excited about your